All right, welcome to Nunchaku Meditation. My name is Hakeem Alexander, and I'm going to be your partner, coach, along this journey where we learn some basic to advanced or beginner to advanced Nunchaku techniques, as well as beginner to more advanced meditation techniques. The previous video was an introduction, and I talked about safety, so I'm just going to do a quick review. The Nunchaku that I'm using right now are lightweight. They're covered with a foam padding, and so that's one of the first safety things is so that they don't hurt you. This first beginning technique is also part of safety, because even if you have some light Nunchaku, as you can see, I'm in a small space here. There's a glass table next to me. There's a couch behind me. There's a bookshelf, and so part of safety is also being able to handle them properly so that you don't do any unnecessary damage to things around you and stuff like that. So without further chit chat, this is the basic technique. It's learning how to handle the Nunchaku with skill and care. So the first thing is what we're going to do is look at this. You can just hold them like this. See my thumbs go underneath here, and you can wrap your hands. This is a basic grip. Sometimes you might want to start like this. If you want to meditate, you can take a deep breath in and exhale. Bring them up and exhale, and the same thing again. That's like one of the most basic meditation techniques, is moving your body with your breath. So now we're going to change our hand position slightly, because what we're doing is we're going to catch them, and we're going to catch them with a grip like this. So we're going to relax our arms, and we're going to let the Nunchaku swing down here. And with a slight motion, you're not going to whip it. You don't want to whip it, because you're not trying to hit anything. You want to just gradually swing it up with enough momentum so that you can catch it in the hand. And that's what we're getting used to, is we're getting used to catching it in your hand. So you can go back and forth from right to left or left to right, just like this. And if you want to, you can take some deep breaths. Sometimes that might be a little bit too much to ask of yourself, to think about breathing while you're doing this. And I'm actually doing it kind of fast, but you don't have to. You can even let it swing a few times and then catch. You can let it like swing a 1, 2, 3 and then catch. Or you can practice with one hand at a time. You can start just like this. Catch and back. Catch and back. Catch and back. And then you can switch to the other side after you do 3, 5, or 10 of them. Let it swing, catch, and back. Catch, and back. Catch, and back. And that's it. That's the basic technique. So you can practice. Now, one of the things to do is you can do your practice. It can be timed by repetitions or by actually certain clock time. So if you want to, you can give yourself 30 seconds up to 3 to 5 minutes, but you don't want to go too long. Sometimes that can get boring, and too much repetition is not necessary. You just want to be able to get the basics. And it's the same thing you can do reps. So you might just do 10 on one side and then 10 on the other. Or you can go back and forth. You can even just do 10 altogether or 20 altogether, but you don't have to do too many. And that's it. And then when you're done, you can reset again, and if you want to, you can breathe in and breathe out. And don't worry about all the flowery things I'm doing with my hands. My fingers are pointing down as I breathe in, and they're pointing up as I breathe out. There's different methods and things that I use from Tai Chi and from yoga, but you can do these things if you like. But just remember that these very basic things of just being able to catch. Some of you who are very beginners, you're going to notice that this might even be a little bit difficult to do. But it's going to be the thing that sets up when you do a lot of the other more somewhat complex movements. Going behind the back, different things like that. And, there's a lot of basic stuff that you're going to want to be able to do. So, but for right now, just remember, start, swing and catch. Swing and catch. And that's it. And again, what does that cover? This covers safety, because, the better you're able to learn how to handle and catch the Nunchaku in a very basic movement, the safer you're going to be able to handle it when you move on. And then again, I'm using these very lightweight ones that are covered with foam, as opposed to those hard wooden ones or metal ones that I showed in the previous video. So alright, so go ahead and start practicing right away. Remember, you can time yourself by clock time. You can do a minute, you can do 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or you can just do a certain amount of repetitions, anywhere from 10 to 20, 30 repetitions. It doesn't really matter, it's just what your tolerance gives you. But remember, set a number or a certain time, and then after that, stop, and then we'll go on to the next lesson. Alright, Hakeem Alexander for Nunchaku Meditation. See you next time. Okay, so, alright. So I just want to give a little bit of a note on practice. I mean, this should be sort of obvious, but everything needs to be said. On the first video about practice, the basic technique that you just watched, of course, you're not just going to do that once and master it or be really good at it right away. So before you go on to the next video, you should give yourself, you practice a little bit every day. So that's what I talked about, practicing from anywhere between 1 to 10 minutes a day. You don't need a whole lot of it. I mean, if you have more time and you want to sit around and it's a good way for you to relieve stress or just pass the time by swinging those things back and forth from your right to left hand, then that's good if you feel like that and you just want to keep on doing it. Some people have that time. Sometimes it's just really what you want to do. Maybe you're really, really intensely focused and you really want to make progress faster. So you can practice as long as you want. But just remember that you do a little bit every day. The volume of your practice is a lot more important than the intensity. You can do, intense practice every once in a while, but the volume at which you do it, meaning that you just do a little bit every single day, is what's important. So just remember, practice every day, and then when you feel like you have a really good grasp of it, then move on to the next video. All right, keep on practicing, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay well.